is Tamara. I'm a student at William Patterson University. We're going to be practicing an assessment today. This is Brandon. Do I have your consent to record this video?
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. So we'll get started. So we're going to be doing an abdominal assessment, musculoskeletal, and neurological assessment. So first I'm doing a general assessment on my patient here. So he was able to answer my question. He's well groomed. His skin is normal for his ethnicity, and he's pleasant. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the abdominal assessment. So I'm gonna have you lay down, and I'm gonna pull your shirt up. And as always, we start with inspection. Sorry. So his abdomen is symmetrical. I don't see any visible peristalsis, which would indicate hyperactivity of his bowels, and no distension. So I'm going to go ahead and take a listen in all 4 quadrants. Okay, one more. Okay, and they're all normal active. And then I'm also going to listen to the arteries. First would be the abdominal aorta, right in the middle. And we're listening for any bruits, which would indicate some sort of blockage or aneurysm, which I don't hear any. And then the renal arteries, which there's nothing there, and the iliac arteries as well, which there's nothing there either. Okay, so now that we've auscultated, we're gonna do palpation. We'll start with light palpation. We'll do in all 4 quadrants, and this is just feeling for any tenderness or pain. Have any tenderness or pain, Brandon?
No.
Okay. All right, so no tenderness or pain noted. So now we're gonna do deep palpation, which at this point we'll be feeling for any enlargement or any masses. So same thing, we're just gonna do a little bit deeper, which I don't feel anything, nothing here. And then I'm also feeling if I feel any enlargement of the spleen or the liver, which I don't feel anything enlarged in the spleen or the liver as well. And then we can go back and try to get an estimate of the size of the liver and the spleen. And then from there we can start on the right upper quadrant to take a look at the liver, and it's not enlarged, so it'll be normal size. And then same thing with the spleen. It's not enlarged, so that's normal. And then we can feel for the kidneys as well. So for the right kidney, I'm gonna go ahead and reach over, lift it up, and try to get a feel for it, which I don't feel anything, which is not enlarged. And then we'll go on the left side, same thing, lift it up, and it's not enlarged either. Okay, so you can go ahead and sit up, Brandon. And we're going to take a look at your upper extremities. So now we're done with the GI assessment, and we're going to move on to musculoskeletal, starting with the upper extremities. So as always, we're going to start off with inspection. So I'm going to ask my patient to just sit up straight and nice and tall. And he is nice and symmetrical, and I don't notice any deformities. So I can move on to the next step, which would be palpation. So I'm feeling the clavicles here. I'm feeling the shoulders, the different joints. So the sternal, the clavicles, the chromium process. Feeling the spine of the scapula, and everything feels good. And then from there, I felt the joints as well. We're going to feel for a radial pulse. So check both arms. And he has good +2 pulses on both sides, and they're equal. And then from there, we're gonna actually do our range of motion exercises. So I'm gonna ask you to scoot forward as much as you can. Yeah. And then we're gonna do shoulder range of motion. So it's gonna be like if you're like being like a snowman. So you're gonna raise your hands over your head. Yep, and cross your wrist. Keep your arms straight. And then go back down. And then cross in front of you. Perfect. And did you have any pain with that?
No.
Okay, good. So you can relax. And then that was adduction and abduction of the shoulders. And then now we can go into external and internal rotation of the arm. So I'm going to ask you to put your hands behind your head and try to straighten out your elbows. Yep. Any pain?
No.
Okay, and then you can go hands behind your back and kind of grab your forearms like that. And any pain with that?
No.
Okay, you can relax. And now we're going to just check your neck range of motion. So just look up as far as you can and look back down as far as you can. And now you can look straight and then go from left and then back to right. Good. And did you have any pain while you were doing that?
No.
Okay, great. So range of motion, everything was good. No pain with that. And then we can go now onto the strength. So we're going to check your bicep strength. So keep your arms like this. And then we're going to do like a curl. So try to curl towards your face. Good. Now flip your wrist and push down. This is for the triceps. Good. So good tricep strength. And then we're also going to check your shoulder strength. So grab one shoulder. Yep. And then push into my hand. Good. And do the other side. Push into my hand. Good. Perfect. So his strength is good and equal on both sides. And then from here, we're going to check your reflexes. So you can scoot back a little bit more in a comfortable position. And then I'm just going to check your triceps first. So I'm going to lift this arm and just relax your arm. Let me hold the weight. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Good. And now the other side. Relax. And 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then we'll do your biceps. Relax. And 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. So that's the biceps, triceps. And then the last one will be the brachioradialis, which would be about right here on the closer to the radial side. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do this one, 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Okay, so that is the upper extremities, and we're just going to move on to the hands. So stick your hands out for me, please. And they look pretty symmetrical. I don't notice any bumps or anything like that, or masses. And flip to the other side. Same thing. They look symmetrical, no bumps or masses. And then from there, we're going to go on to our range of motion. So I'm going to have you just do some flexion and extension. So just up and down. Good. And then we're going to be checking for Fallon's test. So you're going to put your hands like if you're praying, but with your finger pointed down. Yep. And then try to touch your wrist. Perfect. Do you have any pain while you're doing any of those?
No.
Okay, perfect. So you can relax. Okay, so now we're totally done with the upper body. Now we're just going to move on to the lower body. So for this one, I'm going to actually have you lay back down. And first we're going to start with inspection and just looking at the hips and the legs. They're symmetrical, they're not different lengths. And same thing with the hips, they're symmetrical. And then from there, I'm going to palpate. So tell me if you have any pain at all.
No.
Okay. Perfect. Any pain when I'm touching anywhere?
No.
Okay. How about in your hip joints?
No.
Okay. Great. So no pain on palpation. And then I'm going to also be feeling some more specific areas. So we're going to feel for his femur, which you can feel underneath here. You're going to feel the patellas, which are able to move. And then we're also going to feel the tibia and the fibula in the back, which is perfect. Any pain when I was touching you?
No.
Okay, great. So we'll move on to the range of motion of the lower extremities. So for this one, I'm gonna have you, stand back up, please. And stand back up on your feet. And for this way, turn this way. And so we're gonna try, flexion of your hip. So just kick one leg out as far as you can forward. Yep. And then that's extension, and then bring it back as far as you can for hyperextension. Good. All right, now do the other side. So flexion, high extension, and hyperextension. All right, great, good job. All right, so we did that, and then the last thing we're gonna do, one of the last things we're gonna do is test the strength of your leg. So you can go ahead and lay back down. Sorry, flat. We're gonna test the strength of your leg. So I'm gonna have you lift up this leg. Good. Now push pressure against my hand. Great. Now bend your knee. So this is testing your hip. Now push into my hand. Good. Relax. Lift up this leg. Good. Now put pressure into my hand. Good. Bend your knee and push into my hand. Great. So he has good equal strength on both sides. And I'm gonna have you sit back up again. And then we're gonna be testing your patellar reflexes. So try not to put any weight. Yep. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So his reflexes are intact, they're normal. And then from the lower extremities, we're gonna move on to the ankles and feet. So same thing, you might have to scoot back a little bit. So we're looking at the ankles and feet. So they're symmetric and they're equal on both sides. And I don't notice any masses or bumps or anything like that on this feet. And from there, we're just gonna keep feeling. Any pain?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, good. So no pain, and I didn't feel any masses or anything. So from there, we can feel more specifically the lateral malleolus, which they're equal symmetric, no masses. Medial malleolus, same thing, symmetric, no masses. We can feel the calcaneus, symmetric, Achilles tendon, and everything is as it should be. And then from there, we're gonna feel the pedal pulses. Let's see if I can feel it through your sock. Ideally, would take off his sock, but I can actually feel it through the sock, so that's fine. Yep, so he's got +2 normal pulses on both sides. And then we'll check your ankle strength. So, ankle strength. So, I'm gonna have you push against my hands with your feet. Push, 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 push. Good. And then up towards your head. Up, 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 up. Good. All right. And then we're gonna test your inversion and eversion. So I'm gonna have you roll your ankles in as much as you can. Good. And then roll them out as much as you can. Good. Perfect. So his strength is intact, and then we also check the range of motion at the same time. And then the last thing we can do is check the reflexes. So we'll check your Achilles and your plantar reflexes. So here would be your Achilles, and here, and then plantar, here, and here. Okay, so that concludes the lower portion of the musculoskeletal. And then the last part for musculoskeletal is going to be the spine. So I'm going to ask you to stand back up again, and we'll have you turn away from the camera so they can see. So always, we're going to start with inspection. So I'm looking, everything looks symmetrical. And then from here, I'm going to ask you to reach down, touch your toes. And same thing, try to stand as straight as possible. Yeah, like that. So again, everything is symmetrical, and I'm just going to feel the spine to make sure that it still is straight, which it is, which there's no deviation. You can stand back up. There's no deviation in his spine. And did any of it hurt when I was touching your back?
No.
And there's no pain or tenderness on palpation, and no masses. You can sit down. Okay, so that's done with the musculoskeletal. So now we're just gonna do start the neurological testing. Which first, what we're gonna do is lay back down, please, and we're gonna do a heel to shin test. So we're gonna start off with your left foot. So with your left heel, bring it up. Your left heel, bring it up your leg, and touch your knee. Yep, and back down. Perfect. And then do the other side. And back down. Perfect. So he was able to follow commands and the movements were smooth. So he was able to complete that. And from now, we're actually going to be testing your sensations. And for this one, you have to have your eyes closed for the whole, and then you're going to just tell me what do you feel.
Okay.
Okay, so first we're going to start with light touch. So for this, I have a cotton ball, and I'm going to be putting it either on the left side of your body or the right side of your body and throughout different areas of your body, and you just have to tell me where do you feel it and what side, whether it's left or right. Okay? All right, so we'll go ahead and start.
Left hand,
Uh-huh.
right knee,
Mm-hmm.
right bicep, left bicep.
Perfect. So that one he was able to get correctly. So we'll move on to the next one. So for the next one is going to be testing superficial pain. So I have a pencil here, so which has a sharp side and a dull side. So same thing, you're going to tell me where exactly it's at, but in addition to where it's at, left or right, you're just going to tell me if it's, actually just tell me if it's sharp or dull. Okay, so I'm going to have, just so you know, this is the sharp side,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the dull side.
Okay.
You feel the difference?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Alright, so we're starting off, and just tell me if it's sharp or dull.
Sharp.
Yep.
Dull.
Perfect.
Sharp.
Yep.
Dull.
Perfect. So you got that right. So we can move on to the next one, which would be temperature sensation. So for this one, you'll just tell me whether or not it's hot or cold. So here I have a hot item, and then I have a hot item filled with hot water and a cold item filled with cold water. So you can just tell me if this is the hot item or the cold item.
Cold.
Okay, and then this is the hot item. Oh, here, which one is this?
Hot.
Hot, yeah. All right, great. So you were able to do that one. So the next thing is going to be your testing proprioception. So whether or not you're able to determine what direction your body's moving in. So same thing, you're going to have your eyes closed and hold out one finger, and I'm going to move it in a direction, and you have to tell me whether or not it's up, down, left, or right. And this is going to be all in your perspective. Okay? So hold out your finger and tell me if it's up, down, left, or right.
Up. Down. Left. Right.
Perfect. And then we'll do the other side too. Ready?
Up. Down. Right. Left.
Good. All right, so we're able to do that, and then we're going to also be testing your vibration sensation. So I'm going to be having a tuning fork that has a vibration on it, and then you just have to tell me when you feel it vibrating. Okay?
With my eyes closed.
Yeah, with your eyes closed. Okay, ready?
What am I doing?
Just tell me if you feel it vibrating.
Yes, I feel it. Yes, I feel it.
Okay, great. So that one's done. Next, we're going to move on to cortical sensation, which includes the stereogenesis. So I have, you can close your eyes, keep your eyes closed. So you have 2 items that I'm going to be placing in each hand, one at a time. And you're just going to tell me what is it, okay? So we'll start with the first one.
A spoon.
Yep. And now in your other hand, I'm going to place a different item, and you just got to tell me what it is.
A cork.
Yep, you got it. Perfect, thank you. Now for the next thing is grabesthesia. So I'm going to ask you to flip your palms up, and then I'm going to write a letter on one hand, and I'm going to write a number on another hand, and you just got to tell me what number and what letter it is. So we'll start off with this one. We'll start off with your left hand. Okay, so tell me what number or letter that I'm writing.
3.
Mm-hmm. Now this one.
Could you do that again, please?
Mm-hmm.
6.
It's a letter.
C.
Yeah, you got it. All right, great. All right, so the next thing is going to be 2-point discrimination. So I have this paper clip here that will work as our 2 points, and then you're just going to tell me if you feel 1 or 2 points with your eyes closed. Got it? All right, so go ahead, tell me if this is 2 points or 1.
1. 2.
Yep, 2. This one.
1.
And again.
2.
Perfect. So you got it right. Okay, and then the last thing I'm gonna have you sit back up actually with your feet down, and then this is testing extinction. So I'm gonna be tapping your shoulder and tell me if you feel it on the left, right, or both. Okay, and close your eyes.
Both.
Yep.
Left. Both. Right.
Perfect. So you got it right. And then the last thing we're testing is going to be the standing neurological test. So from this one, I'm going to ask you to actually stand back up, please. And then we're going to be testing your gait. So I'm going to have you walk, stand as back as far as you can. And then just walk from here to the edge of the bed and back. Go ahead. Just regular. Yep. And then back. Perfect. And now walk on your tippy toes. Okay. And then on the way back, walk on your heels. Perfect. And then now side step. Step to the side. Yep. Yep. And then go back. Okay. And then from there you can stop and you can face this way. And then I'm gonna have you close your eyes and just walk forward like 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now you can stop and hop on one foot with your eyes closed. Actually, move forward so the camera can see a little more. Hop forward. Hop on one foot with your eyes closed. Hop, 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 hop. Gonna switch. Okay, and you can stop. Okay, and then one of the last things we're going to do is testing your Romberg side signs. So you're going to, same thing, keep your eyes closed with your feet together. And then keep your eyes closed. Yep, and then just try to keep your balance. We'll do for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. You can open your eyes. And you didn't have any major swaying, which that could be a positive sign for MS, which you don't have. And then lastly, the very last thing we're going to do is testing for pronator drift. So I'm going to just keep your hands straight out like that. And then you're just going to close your eyes and do it for 10 seconds. So try to keep your arms straight. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all done. Perfect. Thank you.